Okay, so in the last part, we saw this question, this one, what is remote proctoring? Most of these we've seen in the first part. Okay. Whether pen or pencil and paper will be allowed in the test. Students may take a rough sheet and a pen or pencil with them for solving practical questions during home-based test. So if a student is eligible for both the levels, will he or she be able to register for any level? So if a student is eligible for both levels and has attempts remaining for both levels, he or she will be given an option to select the level while submitting the registration form for the test. However, if a student selects level 2, then he or she will not be allowed to appear for level 1 in any further tests. If a student is eligible for both levels, will he or she be able to register for both levels? If they have attempts remaining for both the levels, they will be given an option to select level while submitting the registration form for the test. However, under no circumstances, a student can register for both levels simultaneously. They can't do that. Okay, general. What is the purpose behind conducting this practical training assessment? To self-assess and know as to what they've learned during the test. So what is the duration of the first level test? It's 2 hours. Maximum marks 75 marks. Second level test is also 2 hours, but mark is 100 marks. So will the test be MCQ or subjective? It's MCQ. Is the same test date applicable for both first and second level? They will be held on the same dates. The students will be getting questions accordingly based on their registration details. So will there be any negative mark? There is no negative mark. Is it required to appear in this test before appearing in the CA final examinations? So these tests are not a eligibility criteria for appearing in CA final. A student has to appear in these tests based on his or her completion date of the first and second year of articleship. Okay, practical training, irrespective of his or her CA final attempt. However, whenever the student will qualify the CA course, he or she will get a virtual certificate wherein the average grade secured by him or her in both levels will be displayed. Eligibility. What is the criteria for appearing in these assessment tests? The students after completing the first bar, the second year of practical training are eligible to appear in these assessment tests. Now these are all for April 1, 2018. I had taken leaves more than the permissible limit during my articleship training. Will they be adjusted while calculating the completion date of the first and second year of articleship? So in this case, you have not taken any break during practical training. As per ICAI records, you are registered for practical training in a continuous fashion. Hence, completion of your first year of training will be taken as 1 year after the practical training commencement date, and completion of your second year of training will be taken as 2 years after the practical training commencement date. Okay. Now this is for 2017. So syllabus. So we saw it's the knowledge gained during the practical training and the ability to apply the subject specific skills. Okay, there's no defined syllabus because of that. So how do you prepare for this test? Using the sample questions. I've uploaded videos for these sample questions, the question and the answers. More questions are being uploaded from time to time. I've not cleared intermediate level. I'm in the second year of articleship. Will I be tested for final level syllabus? See, they already told the test doesn't have a predefined syllabus. They will be based on the understanding gathered during practical training only. How do you register for the test? You register in this website, and the announcement regarding the registration will be uploaded in the announcement section itself. In case I'm eligible for the examination, I do not register for exam, will it be counted as my first attempt? Till the time you register for any examination date, it will not be counted as your attempt. So if I register and I don't appear, will it be counted as my attempt? So if student registers for the examination, it is definitely counted as an attempt even if the student appears or not. So is any fee for the first time levels for both the levels 1 and 2, no test fees needed. However, if you want to reappear to improve your grade, a nominal fee of 200 will be charged. Okay, so under my principal, I'm working in X field, say accounting, auditing, taxation, etc. I am not in touch with other fields practically, but in the test, students have to attempt in 3 or 4 modules. So how will I be getting the practical knowledge in all these subjects for appearing in the test? So to cater to this issue, optional modules have been introduced. You may opt for any module from the choices available. Okay. You'll have indirect tax, direct tax, and internal audit. You can choose any of those. Now, accounting and auditing, they are considered as key subjects in CA curriculum, which every CA should know. That's why it's compulsory. Which are the compulsory modules? Which are the optional modules? So, first level, accounting and auditing, including corporate law and current affairs, is compulsory, okay, of 50 marks. And the optional module which you'll select is for 25 marks. It can either be direct tax, indirect tax, internal audit. Whatever is your practical training specialization, you can choose it. Which are the compulsory modules and which are the optional modules? So second level. For second level, again, accounting and auditing, including corporate laws and current affairs of 50 marks will be compulsory. Now the students would be selecting two optional modules comprising of 25 marks each out of direct tax, including international tax, indirect tax, and internal audit as per the practical training specialization area. Now, are all modules compulsory? If no, what are the available options? We just saw it. One module is compulsory, the accounting and auditing, whereas students will have to choose one or two models out of the available options in the first or second test respectively as per the specialization. So the first year, these are the three choices you have: direct tax, indirect tax, internal audit. You can pick any of these. Second year, it's direct tax including international taxation, indirect tax, and internal audit. How many questions will be asked in the first level? So there'll be 50 questions from the compulsory module and then 25 questions from the optional module. Each question will have 1 mark. How many questions will be there in the second level? So there are 40 questions. 30 questions carrying 1 mark and 10 questions carrying 2 marks. That will be from the compulsory module. And then 20 questions, that is 15 questions carrying 1 mark and 5 questions carrying 2 marks from the optional module. In effect, compulsory module will carry a weightage of 50 marks and optional module will have 25 marks weightage. So if you take in the first level, in compulsory, there are 50 questions, okay? And the marks is 1. And then in the optional module, 25 questions. That's why the total is 75 for first level. Now in case of second level, there are 40 and 20 questions. These 40 questions, 30 questions will carry 1 mark and then 10 questions will carry 2 marks. Okay, so here you get in the compulsory module 50. Now in the optional module there are 20 questions. In this, 15 questions will carry 1 mark and 5 questions will carry 2 marks. So it's 15 plus 10. That's why you have 25. So the compulsory module has 50 and each optional module will have 25. Because in second level test, you will have to choose 2 optional modules. Can I select the same optional module as module 1 and 2 during level 2 registration? A student has to select 2 different optional modules for level 2. Portal will not allow the student to select the same optional module as module 1 and module 2 during level 2 registration. Okay. So if I re-register for the test for the same level, can I change the selected module, optional module? Yes, the student has to select the optional module during re-registration. He or she can select the same on the different optional module while re-registering. So when will I get the result? It will be available on the website. The grading criteria, 80 and above is A grade, then B, C, D. So where will this grade be mentioned? It will be given in a virtual certificate like we saw at the time of completion of CA course. Only the students who will be clearing the CA final exams will get these certifications. How the grades for both the levels will be mentioned in the certificate. The average grade of both the levels will be calculated. Okay. If the student is eligible for both levels, else only second level grade will be taken. Now, I'm not satisfied with the grade. Will I be allowed to reappear in the test? Yes, a nominal fee of 200 will be charged. So if after reappearing in the test, I get an even lower grade, will the first grade be mentioned in the certificate or the later one? The best of the grades will be taken. Now, if I have not appeared in level 1 or level 2, in both levels of test, but I qualify CA final, will I be able to appear in practical training test after the CA final result? After qualifying the CA final examination, appearing in the practical training test will give no benefit to you as your certificate will be generated. Okay, the certificate once generated, it cannot be modified. Hence, it is advised that you appear in these tests before qualifying both the groups, depending on your eligibility. Now, if after qualifying the CA final exam, I am not satisfied with the grade I received, and I'm still eligible for the practical training test. Will I be able to appear in the practical training test after the CA final result? So, like they said, after qualifying, appearing in this, it has no benefit. Okay, because the certificate would be changed. So, it's advised that you take your chances of practical training test before qualifying both the groups, depending on your eligibility. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video with the sample questions and answers.